Before I did YouTube, I was a software engineer. I worked in Florida for a web development company. I was their server administrator for a couple of years. And I ended up leaving there eventually, moving back to West Virginia because some shit was going on. When I moved back, I ended up picking up a couple of clients that, like, I was hosting their websites for them and stuff, you know. And I was working for them and helping them out with some things and stuff. And that's basically how I made money in West Virginia on my own. I did my own business. I was working for them pretty consistently for a while. I was making, you know, maybe $1,500 a month, which is not very much, but I was surviving. Barely, but I was. For the year that I came back, I was making a total of, I think, I made $12,000 one year. I filed taxes for like $11,000 or $12,000 one year or something. Well, anyway, it's about $1,000 a month, give or take, is what it probably evened out to. But I ended up finally getting a job outside of that, outside of just having clients. I got a job as a software engineer writing like APIs and C# and stuff, and that paid decently. It was good, actually. It was really good. It was the most that I had ever made in my life up to that moment. It was like 60,000 a year, something like that, and I did that for a couple of years. That was a company in West Virginia. They ended up going downhill terribly as a company. They just, like, they lost all of their best people because their best people were unhappy with how the company was doing and all that. Well, this entire time I ended up keeping my clients, but I lowered it to a minimum amount of work. Like, I was only basically just hosting a couple of websites, and that's about it. And it was paying basically like $60 a month or something like that. It was practically nothing, $60 a month. I mean, that adds up quickly if you have like 100 clients, you know. But I only had 2, and now I only have 1 who has stayed with me this entire time. 1 client that I haven't basically like moved to their own private servers. And it's really not, you know, a problem usually. I don't have to do anything. Like, I just maintain the servers, make sure they're not hacked or anything, make sure everything's going well. And I get a phone call from him like once every few months to check on this thing or that thing or work on SSL or whatever else. Real super low priority, like low stress type of thing, you know. But he loves to give me those phone calls and just blow me the fuck up when the time comes once every few months that he needs my help with something. He just goes absolutely nuts, like calls me like 6 times in a row when it's really not that big of a deal what he needs. Like, all he needs is for me to like fix this little thing or something, you know. And he absolutely blows me up and it drives me nuts. So anyway, this one client, I still do some work for, I'm more of an advisor now, or a consultant for my second person. Like, when he needs help understanding what his programmers are doing or what they're talking about or whatever, he'll call me. He'll be like, yeah, my programmers say that they want to create a REST API that will, you know, that will interact with a database, and right now this database, what it's doing is it's getting information really, really slowly, and I don't know why it's so slow, and they said that they need to blah, blah, blah. You know, that's the kind of thing that he'll call me and ask me, like, how this works and what they're talking about, basically. He'll try to get me to tell him in plain language, so that's pretty much what I do for them, and it's very rare, but if he needs help, I'll give it to him. And then there's this guy that just blows me up like once every 6 months or something. And that's who just called me. He needed my help with something. It's time to renew his SSL certificates, and we have 5 days to do it, so yeah, he decided to blow me up instead of just letting me call him back. Wow, I died. That sucks. Anyways, yeah. I would rather not even have the clients anymore because honestly, like, I don't even bill them anymore for the time that I put in. Like, it's only $60 a month. I think it's on auto bill for him, but it's really not doing much for me, that $60 a month. The other guy, I just don't bill him either. Like, I haven't billed him in forever because it's really not that much. It's not a big deal. He calls me like once every 3 months to ask for my help with something. I'm so outside of, like, I haven't done software engineering in 4 or 5 years. Long term, I'm skipping this. Not long term. Like, I haven't sat down and done this every single day in 4 years, at least. Let's see, it was the end of 2018, I think. August 2018 when I quit my job, my last one. So yeah, it's been a while. And I miss aspects of it, but honestly, holy shit is that job stressful. Holy shit is that job stressful. You honestly do not want to deal with certain things. It's just too much. It is too much sometimes.